Welcome back to the 30-Day Challenge, where we face our fears one day at a time. It's day 14, and today, we're confronting a common fear that grips many of us, the fear of heights. More specifically, we're taking on a ziplining adventure high above the trees. For most people, fear of heights is a visceral, primal response. Our hearts race, our palms sweat, and every fiber of our being wants to retreat to safety. But today, we're not retreating. Today, we're flying. Whether it's the thought of falling, or the intimidating view from the top, facing your fear of heights is about more than conquering altitude. It's about trusting the process, the equipment, and most importantly, yourself. Let's take a step back and talk about fear for a moment. Fear often feels like a wall, an obstacle that limits us. It's easy to think of it as a barrier between where we are and where we want to be. But what if fear isn't a wall? What if it's a doorway? Think of fear as an opportunity, an invitation to challenge yourself and to push beyond what you think you're capable of. Every step closer to that edge, every moment we challenge our limits, we're not just overcoming the fear itself, we're growing, we're evolving. It's moments like these where the heart races not just from fear, but from excitement, the rush, the exhilaration, the feeling of freedom as you fly through the air. This is what it feels like to let go of fear, to trust, to experience the world from a new perspective. Let's break down why this experience is so transformative. Facing fear isn't about eliminating it. Fear will always be there. It's part of being human. But when you take that step, when you push off that platform, you're learning to navigate fear, to move with it rather than being paralyzed by it. And here's something important. It's okay to be afraid. In fact, fear is a sign that you're doing something brave. After facing a fear like this, something incredible happens. You start to see fear differently, not as something that controls you, but as something you can face and conquer. You may be wondering, why zip lining? Why not just start with a lower height or something less intimidating? Well, sometimes the best way to face a fear is to go all in. It's not about jumping blindly, but about building trust. Trust in the process, trust in the safety measures, and most importantly, trust in yourself. You're not just zipping through the trees, you're redefining your limits. And after you conquer this, what else might you be capable of? What other challenges in your life might seem just a little less intimidating? Let's break this down into simple steps. First, acknowledge your fear. There's no shame in being afraid, but remember, the feeling of fear and the reality of danger are not always the same thing. Next, take that first step, literally and metaphorically. Trust the harness, trust the line, and take off. Breathe, feel the rush of wind, the thrill of the moment, and recognize that this feeling, this exhilaration, is a reward for facing what scares you. Facing your fear of heights, or any fear, isn't just about that one moment on the zip line. It's a reminder that you can take on challenges, big or small. You can look fear in the eye, trust in your ability, and push forward. Remember, it's not about being fearless. It's about feeling the fear and doing it anyway. Thank you for joining us on day 14 of the 30-Day Challenge. We've got more fears to face and more adventures ahead. If you've been following along, take a moment to think about what fears you've conquered so far. And if you're just joining us, there's still time to face your own challenges. Until tomorrow, stay brave, keep challenging yourself, and remember, fear is just a step away from freedom.